There was this girl on the swim team named Maddie.
Hey!
And Maddie hated swim practice more than anybody alive. Because every day after school, the team had to get on this humid, disgusting bus and drive across town to the Park District pool. The bus had towels everywhere. The chlorine smell always trapped in the seats. Some kid always eating goldfish crackers for no reason.
They're delicious. They're so good.
Then after they get to the pool, 3 straight hours of misery would begin. Sprint laps, flip turns, the coach screaming, "Swim faster, you idiots!" People were literally throwing up after they were done. Then one day during practice, the lifeguard suddenly blows the whistle. Everybody out of the pool! Apparently, on the other half of the pool, a kid taking swim lessons pooped, and swim practice was canceled instantly. Everybody goes home, and Maddie realizes this is a life hack. So the next week, she goes to swim practice unusually happy. Hidden in her hoodie pocket is a fake plastic poop from the prank store. Halfway through practice, everyone is exhausted doing their sprints. Maddie casually swims to the deep end, drops the fake poop in, and pushes off the wall. At first, nobody notices. Then one kid surfaces and goes, "Poop! Poop!" Instantly, people begin freaking out. Everyone's climbing out of the pool. The lifeguard blows the whistle. The coach looks, "Yep, that's poop." Pool gets shut down. Practice gets canceled. At this point, the coach and the swim team had left. But the lifeguards, as they began to clean, they realized this is not a real poop. Nobody ever proved it was Maddie. And from that day on, if a poop showed up, they made sure to check if it was real before practice was canceled. But for that day, she got half the practice off, and she was so proud of herself. There was a kid at school named Max, and they called Max the raccoon. Yo, what's up? Because Max could find furniture anywhere. Didn't matter what it was. Gaming chairs, mini fridges, lamps, half a trampoline one time. And whenever someone asked where he got it, he would always say, "The curb," or "Garbage can behind Jewel." Now behind the school was this tiny little forest area that students were technically banned from going into, which obviously made kids want to go in there more. But one day, Max decides, "I'm gonna build a hangout in the woods." So at first, he drags out 2 lawn chairs and a milk crate. Then the next week, there's a couch and a rug. Then somehow, a standing lamp connected to a generator. Every day after school, this dude is dragging more and more furniture out to this hangout spot, and it's looking awesome. And kids began to hang out there every day. Portable speakers, Uno games, snacks, the mini fridge. By springtime, there was multiple couches, Christmas lights. It was a complete vibe. People would literally say, "Hey, you going to Max's place later?" And by that, they meant the woods. Teachers had no idea this existed until one day a janitor went back there and discovered what looked like a fully furnished living room hidden behind the school in a patch of trees. He gets the principal walks back there. What is... Oh my god. He had everything removed, but he did say, "That's impressive." And it was impressive. "I'm gonna ruin your life."
Why?
There was this girl who was just super awful, always being mean to somebody, always starting rumors, and this one girl got it the worst. They were on the basketball team together and the softball team together, and this mean girl was always making stuff up about her. Kayla said she hates your coaching style.
What?
Kayla said she thinks you're the worst player on the team. She's the worst! And people were confronting her. The coaches punished her for this, and people on her team hated her. I didn't say any of those things, but nobody really believed her, and she knew who was behind this. Krista. Then sophomore year starts. Kayla has geometry class with Krista, and Krista starts becoming super friendly. "Hey, what's up, Kayla? How you doing today?"
Fine.
She sits next to her every day, laughing at all her jokes. You're hilarious. Then one day before class, Krista says, "Hey, can I please see your homework from last night? I didn't do mine. I'm just gonna copy your answers down really quick." And that's when it clicks. Krista's failing geometry, and she wants the answers. She wants to pass, so for a few weeks, Kayla lets her copy off her. Yeah, sure, that's totally fine. Then one day, Kayla realizes she's done. They had a really big important take-home exam that Krista didn't do, but Kayla knew she was gonna ask for the answers, so she had 2 copies. The other one, she wrote everything down wrong on purpose, and when Krista asked for the answers, she let her copy the wrong one.
What? Kayla, we failed.
No, you failed. I got an A. Now that's karma. Yo, something stinks. This one guy shared the story. It's the middle of the night. The dad's asleep in his room, and somehow his twin toddlers, both 2 years old, escape their room and go down to the kitchen. They drag a chair across the floor, and they climb on it. They open a drawer they definitely shouldn't be opening, and they pull out a cheese grater. Then they go to the fridge and pull out a block of cheese, Parmesan cheese. So now these 2 toddlers are sitting on the floor with a cheese grater and a block of Parmesan cheese. And all you can hear is just sound of grating cheese. The shavings are falling on the floor. They're picking it up. Now this house had heating vents on the floor, Well, this toddler took all of this cheese, lifted up the heating vent, and they started feeding cheese down the vent. They then go back to the room. Well, morning hits, the dad wakes up.
What is that smell?
Now, this is the middle of winter, so the heat was on. The entire house smells like hot feet. He starts checking everything. He opens the fridge, the oven, he's mopping the floors. The smell won't go away, but his toddlers are being suspicious. What did you two do?
Milk.
Now, this family is one of those families that had cameras inside the house. So he decided he's gonna check the cameras, and he sees everything happen.
What in God's name?
So he gets to cleaning. He does as best as he can, but that smell never really went away. But more than the smell, this dad was concerned, because how did his 2-year-old twins get out of their room, go to the kitchen, get a cheese grater, grate Parmesan cheese, and put it into the heating vents? Those two are menaces. You must clean the dish before you put it in the dishwasher.
What?
Kenny's mom had this incredibly specific belief that the dishwasher was only meant for sanitizing, not cleaning. If you put a plate in there with a smear of sauce on it, she would pull each and every dish out of there, give you a lecture, and make you wash every dish before you put it back in. Kenny, look at this. A smudge of barbecue sauce. Take these all out, rewash them, and put them in the dishwasher. Kenny spent 45 minutes every single night scrubbing clean plates and cups before putting it in the machine. He'd be there scrubbing, looking at it. Mom, it's literally called the dishwasher. Can't we just start putting them in there and that's it? No, Kenny. He does this for years. Scrub dish, put dish in dishwasher, dishwasher run, dish done. One day he goes to his friend Steve's house. They have dinner there. His mom takes all these greasy, messy, nasty plates and puts them directly in the dishwasher. Huh, so Steve, your mom just puts them in the dishwasher? Yeah, it's a dishwasher, Kenny. It washes the dishes.
Bruh.
Kenny then realized he spent years doing a pointless task because of his mom's OCD. Mom, Steve's dishwasher cleans their dishes just fine. Yeah, well, Steve's family probably shares a shower towel, so. Jeez. He was 11 years old and he built the best sandcastle of all time. Yes, it's beautiful. It had walls, tower, a drawbridge. There was seaweed that was decorating it. It was pure art. Well, once he finished, he stepped back to admire it. And here comes this menacing teenager. Nice sandcastle, loser. And just kicks the crap out of it. Sandcastle completely destroyed. Yo, what the heck? The teenager left. This kid was upset, but he decided to take action. So he rebuilt, bigger, stronger. And this time, he buried the heaviest, pointiest rock right in the middle of the sandcastle. Covered it perfectly. You wouldn't be able to tell it was there at all. And now this sandcastle looked even better than the first one. Perfect. But as he suspected, the menacing teenager came by again. Oh, so you're just gonna rebuild it and think I wasn't gonna come back? The teenager pulled his leg back, he's getting ready, and he just kicks it. Remember the rock the kid buried in there? Destroyed this kid's foot. Oops, shouldn't have kicked it, man. The kid limped away, crying to his mom. Some people gotta learn the hard way. Hey, awesome. This second grader decides, I want to do something nice for my teacher. So one morning before school, she's outside and she picks a few apple blossoms. Enough to hold in one hand, and she was gonna give it to her teacher. She's gonna love this. She carries them all the way to school. And when it's time, she walks up to her teacher's desk. I got these for you. Now you would think the teacher would be like, oh my goodness, thank you. But where'd you get these? From a tree? Well, that's when the teacher snaps. You pulled these from somebody's tree in their yard. You stole them. No, I didn't. No, I don't want to hear a single word from you. I'm tearing these flowers up. I'm throwing them away. You need to learn about rules, young lady. This is disgraceful. Sit down. Absolutely heartbreaking. This girl just wanted to do something nice and the teacher flipped out. Later that day during recess, her older sibling finds her. She was crying alone. Oh my God, what happened? She explains the situation. Well, he was ticked off. He storms inside and he yells at that teacher. What'd you say to my sister? She was trying to do something nice for you today. You know where she got those flowers? From our backyard. Yeah, the flowers were their family's. She didn't steal them from anybody. The older brother then got a detention for yelling at a teacher, but he doesn't care. Because the way that teacher treated his little sister was unacceptable. That's a good brother. That's a bad teacher. In elementary school, this guy had one friend. I have one friend. It's me. But the thing is, this kid got bullied a lot. So whenever his friend hung out with him at school, his friend would also get bullied. Dude, whenever I hang out with you, your bully also bullies me. I know, I'm sorry. So they made a rule. They wouldn't hang out at school. They wouldn't hang out at recess. They weren't friends in class. They only hung out after school where nobody could see them. That's messed up. So at school, this kid was pretty much alone. Well, one day during recess, a popular kid asked him if he wanted to kick a ball around. Hey bro, you want to play kickball with me? Sure. This was completely out of nowhere. He was shocked. This never happened to him. Well, they started actually having fun. That's when the popular kid said this. Dude, this is fun, man. You're not as bad as your friend says you are. What? Turns out that kid's friend was bullying him behind his back, starting bad rumors about how bad of a guy he was, being a complete two-faced jerk. He stopped talking to his friend altogether, even after school. And he actually became pretty good friends with the popular guy. Hey, what's up, Carl? Bro, leave us alone, man. We're having a conversation. Yeah, jerk. What a horrible friend. There was a kid named Ian. He was the shortest kid in elementary school. The bullies loved making fun of him. Hey, short stack, what's the weather like down there? Bruh. One night he came home and he sat at the kitchen table and he talked to his dad. Dad, they won't leave me alone. His dad didn't tell him to ignore it. His dad didn't call to school. Ian, come with me. I want to show you something. They go downstairs and Ian realizes that this corner of the basement wasn't used for storage. There was a punching bag there, a full boxing setup, gloves, wraps, a speed bag, a heavy bag, like a mini gym in this corner of their basement. Whoa. Son, you're gonna train. You're not gonna train to hurt them. You train so you don't feel so helpless. So Ian starts practicing every day, day after day, and he's getting pretty good. Then, one day in the cafeteria, Ian's carrying his lunch. He walks past the bully's table and he tries to ignore them. One of the bullies steps up and smacks the tray into his face. Food everywhere, milk dripping down his shirt. Everybody's laughing at him. And then Ian snaps. He puts his tray down calmly, walks straight up to that bully, pops him right in the face. Then another one. Clean, quick punches. The bully's stunned. He falls down. He's like, all right, stop. All right, stop. Ian walks away. He's taken to the office and he's suspended for a whole week. But nobody messed with him ever again. He never had to use his boxing skills ever again. But he knows he has them. And if he has to use them, he will respect. This school had a zero tolerance rule. And it sounded fair until kids realized what that actually meant. If a fight happened, everybody involved would get the same punishment. Didn't matter who started it, didn't matter who swung first. If you were involved, it was all the same. And on paper, it was supposed to stop the bullying. In reality, it did the opposite. The bullies figured it out fast. They'd corner somebody, shove them, taunt them, and then they would say the same thing. Go ahead, hit me, loser. You're getting in trouble regardless. But you won't. And the victims, they learned the lesson as well. If they stayed still and took the beating, they'd be punished. If they would fight back, they'd also be punished. It was the same outcome. So something changed. Kids who usually froze stopped freezing. If I'm getting in trouble either way, I'm not holding back. Fights stopped becoming these quick one-sided scuffles. They became explosive, unpredictable. One day, a bully was picking on this kid he normally does. Idiot, loser, freak. And the kid that he was bullying went feral, shoved him so hard he fell through the classroom window. One fight was so nuts, it took 5 staff members to break it up. And this was all because of the zero tolerance rules. These kids that were picked on were not holding back anymore. They're like, screw this, I'm not taking it if I'm gonna get in trouble as well. The school administration eventually started to panic. The rule meant to stop violence made it more extreme. They then changed the rule back to what it was before this, but it was never really the same after that. That's nuts. This teacher's bogus for this. One morning in this class, everyone was supposed to present these dioramas, and these kids had spent a lot of time on these. They're all lined up on tables. Castles, volcanoes, rainforests. The entire room looks like an art fair. Well, then one kid starts messing around, weaving between tables, being kind of reckless, and then, bam, he stumbles onto someone's project. Oh, crunch. The trees snap in half, clay figures all across the floor. This kid's diorama was completely ruined. Dude, what are you doing? Wasn't my fault. The teacher walks over, takes one look and says, maybe you should have put it somewhere secure. Now you're not ready for your presentation. What? Let this be a lesson to you. In life, you must always have a backup plan. And that kid failed the assignment, all because some nutcase slammed into it and broke his project. That is not fair, and that teacher is so messed up for this. This kid finds a wallet while he's walking into school, right there in the grass. Yo, wallet. He opens it. $500 in cash. Crisp. It's taunting him. His brain goes into panic mode. I want it. I mean, of course I want it. But it's not right. What do? I'll hold on to it for now.
I'll decide later. So he puts the money back inside the wallet, he puts the wallet into his backpack, and he spends the next 2 periods sweating like he's hiding a freaking body. In 3rd period, there's a substitute. I will be your sub today. He says something. I'm having a rough day, guys. I lost my wallet before school this morning, so let's just get through class. Kyle's soul leaves his body. He's thinking to himself, I can just keep it. He'll never know I have it. But he knows it's wrong. And then he thinks, wait, if I turn it in, he might be so happy he'll give me some of the money. Yeah, that's probably the better idea, right? Hey, I found this outside school today. I'm pretty sure it's yours. The sub doesn't really do anything. He snatches that wallet out of his hands. Go take your seat. Okay. And that was that. He didn't get any money, but at least he did the right thing, right?
She was holding up a stapler like it was a weapon. This is not a toy. Okay? Then she passes it around the class so that everyone can hold it and look at it for some reason. Now, this was the first day of 1st grade, and these kids are looking at the stapler like it's gonna frickin' explode. Oh. One kid's cradling it like a baby. Good stapler. Then it gets to him, and without hesitation, he takes that stapler and staples the palm of his hand. The room goes completely silent. Why did you do that? The whole reason the teacher did this was that the students can familiarize themselves with the stapler and not hurt themselves. But this kid said screw it, and now he's in pain. They rush him to the nurse, he gets a staple taken out of his hand, and the funny part is, he did the exact same thing the next week. Some people never learn. It was the hottest week of summer. This one kid shows up to the park with a big red cooler. He opens a chair right next to it and sits down. And when people start complaining about the heat, he pops open his cooler. And inside is dozens of popsicles. I got all sorts of flavors. Red, blue, grape, $3 each. Oh, hey bro, where'd you get all these? Costco, baby. And that day he sold out. And he did it again the next day. By day 3, he's got dry ice in his cooler. And the second he rolled up to the park, people were already there waiting for him with cash in their hand. Soccer kids, the basketball court kids, even younger kids with their parents. One afternoon, this happened. I'll take one red one, please. All right, that's $5. Wait, what? I thought it was $3. I'm sorry, man. It's 95 degrees. Prices go up over 90. Pretty soon, he's known as the popsicle guy. And he's walking out with like $50 to $70 of cash every single day. Business was absolutely booming. What a good summer hustle. One day, the park manager walks by. Excuse me, man. You had a permit for this? It's hot out today, isn't it? Oh, man. It's brutal. Here, take 2 popsicles on the house. My man. And that was that. He continued that for the rest of the summer. You gotta respect the hustle. Every year, during the week of Halloween, there was costume day. On that day, kids went all out. Witches, zombies, villains, fake blood, the whole 9 yards. Well, on this particular year, there was a new principal. Fully buttoned up shirt, by the book, he never smiled.
Attention students, this year, there will be no violent costumes on costume day. That means no witches, no monsters, no villains.
So pretty much no Halloween.
Just get creative, guys, you'll still have fun.
Everybody was mad, but one kid spread this genius idea around the school. And pretty much everything went along with it. So Friday came. It was costume day. And almost every single kid walks into school that day wearing the exact same costume. Khakis, blue button-up shirt, weird wig, glasses, and a name tag that said Principal Hawthorne. Principal Hawthorne is standing in the hallway watching hundreds of mini-me's walk by him. What is going on? This is disrespectful. This costume is not allowed. No, it's allowed. It's not violent, isn't it? Your rule backfired. I hate my life. It's the end of the semester. Grades are locked except for one final group project. Well, this kid named Brian is already failing the class. Even if he gets an A on this project, he's still done. Nothing matters. Well, his teammates on this group project, he overhears them talking. If I get a B on this project, I pass the class. Same, I can't fail this. The night before the presentation, Ryan's in his room and he's on his laptop. He goes to the Google Docs and the Google presentation and he deletes everything. The next morning in class, it's a nightmare. Okay, Kayla, Kyle, and Ryan's group. You're next. I don't know what happened. It's not here anymore? Wait, let me see. It's all blank. What happened? Oh, that's so weird. Well, did you have backups? No, you know how strict I was about this. You all get a 0. My mom's gonna kill me.
The group mates and a teacher later found out what happened, and Ryan was suspended and he failed. And the other two were able to redo the project and pass. So there's that.
This kid ran a genius hustle. So at this one school, if your phone ended up in the lost and found, it stayed there until the parents of that student picked it up. That was the rule. If they took your phone, you were not getting it back. Then this kid named Marcus starts a business. $10 and I'll get your phones back before 6th period. Bro, what? They're in the front office. Yeah, well, Marcus had an older cousin that worked in the front office. And every day during lunch, Marcus would go to the office to say hi to his cousin. And when he did that, his cousin would quietly hand him a phone wrapped in a napkin. Hey, what's up, cousin? Oh, hey, Marcus, hope you're having a good lunch. Here is your snack I brought you. Good man. And nobody noticed. He had a group chat, phone retrieval services. You would DM him what class you lost your phone in and what your phone case looked like. He even had tiers. $10 for standard pickups during lunch, $15 if you had to go to the office during class, it's a bit more risky, and $20 if you get caught again the next day. It became this underground thing. But here's the twist. Eventually the principal finds out about this. He made a deal. I won't punish you, but for this next week, every single time someone messages you to do this, give me their name. Fine. He became a freaking informant, and for that next week, he busted a lot of kids. Eventually, they found out that he had flipped and his business was completely washed. But still, I guess you gotta respect the hustle. This has to be the weirdest sleepover ever. Everything was chill until about 6 p.m. Sleepover's been going smooth, pizza, Mario Kart, chillin'. Then suddenly his friend goes, oh, my stomach hurts. At first, he just shrugs it off. By 7 p.m., it got worse. It's on the floor, groaning. His mom's panicking. Honey, are you okay? It hurts so bad. We're going to the ER right now. That's when he says, wait, what about me? You stay here with Grandma, sweetie. Bye. What? Door slams, tires screech, they're gone. Hello there. I'm Grandma. Hi. Wanna watch Wheel of Fortune? Sure. My insides are on fire. We're almost there. Stay with me, sweetie. Stay with me. What you knitting? Well, I'm making you a hat, my dear. Awesome. Somebody help, my son is dying. I have lasagna and cookies for us. It smells amazing. Count backwards from 10, please. 10. 9. Good. Scalpel. Oh dear, I'm tired too. Look at that, it's 8:30 p.m. Past our bedtime. Why don't you head upstairs, go to sleep. I'll head to my room. See you in the morning, dear. Sweet dreams, Grandma. And that's how a kid had the best night of his life with his friend's grandma while his friend was in the hospital having surgery because his appendix burst. Who could have saw that coming? Her teacher took her inhaler. This girl had asthma. She kept her inhaler in her hoodie pocket always. Well, one day a teacher sees her pull it out and goes, put that away, no distractions. But it's my inhaler. Then use it before or after class. Give me it. Takes the inhaler. She sits there, silent. 2 minutes later, she starts wheezing. It gets worse. She's having trouble breathing now. Yo, she can't breathe. Very funny. Cut it out. She thinks she's faking it. Now the girl's on the floor. She's shaking and she can't breathe at all. Teacher still thinks she's faking it. Somebody runs to the hallway and grabs another teacher. Teacher comes in, takes one look and yells, where's her inhaler? Kid points to the desk. But she's faking it, right? Give me that. Here. She uses it. Finally, some relief. The principal gets called. That first teacher was essentially suspended for a week. She had mandatory training, and she never lived it down. To the point where she didn't come back to teach the next year. Yeah, who in the world would do this? Miss, how are we supposed to know when it's due? You just are, okay? This one teacher was brutal. She wouldn't post due dates for anything. She wouldn't write instructions. She would just say it once out loud and expect you to remember everything. And if you didn't hear it or you missed the information, that sounds like a you problem, doesn't it? One day she assigns a huge project. She explains it once, she talks fast, there's no visual, no handout. This one kid, he raises his hand. Wait, how are we supposed to, Josh, were you listening? Yeah, but then why are you asking? No one knows when it's due, what it's supposed to look like. It's total confusion. One person thinks he remembers the due date, one person remembers it differently. It's a mess. And from that moment on, Josh decides he's going to record everything this teacher says every single day, without her knowing. 2 weeks later, half the class gets zeros on this other project. There's no excuse for this, you guys. I told you exactly how I wanted it. Josh raises his hand. Actually, you didn't. Excuse me? He takes out his phone, fiddles with his recordings for a second, and then he presses play. It was her whole explanation for this project. It was loud, it didn't make any sense, and she was mumbling for half of it. So basically, it's gonna go on a big piece of paper or, you know, like one of those things, and then you're gonna make sure that you get everything down from that one, the chapter, I think it was 9, maybe it's 11, but put it all on. Hey, guys, quiet. All right, that's it. Let's move on. So are we all really getting zeros, or are you gonna give us the instructions again? The next day, she handed out a printed rubric for that project, and she gave everyone a second chance to do it. And from that day forward, she always had printed out instructions for every single assignment and project. Yeah, as she should.
Please, I'll eat anything else, just not this.
No, that is your tray, and that is your banana. Eat it. This kid goes to a small private school, the kind where everybody knows everybody, and lunch is always the same. Same trays, same rotations, and the same lunch aides watching over the room. Well, there was this one lunch aide, and for some reason, she did not like this kid at all. She never said it out loud, but you could tell. It was obvious. Other kids could toss their full milk away, leave veggies on their trays, just waste food. But him, for some reason, she watched his tray every single day, making sure he eats every last bit of food on the tray, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. Well, one day the school serves bananas, and this kid hates bananas. Can't stand the smell, he doesn't even like to touch them. He pushes the banana to the side and starts eating the rest of his food, hoping she wouldn't notice because he knows how she is. And here she comes. She stands right next to him and points to his tray. Eat the banana. I don't like bananas. Doesn't matter, you're not getting up till that tray is empty, young man. Can I give it to somebody else, please? No, it's your lunch. You eat what you were served. While everyone else finishes eating, the table clears out, lunch is over, and he's still sitting there just staring at the banana. Eventually, he picks it up, takes one bite, and gags. Tries again, he gags again, and he throws up right there in the table. You're absolutely pathetic. Then she says this, go to class, and next time, don't make such a big scene. That lady is the worst. So this dad notices that his daughter, 16 years old, has been acting really different lately. She's turned into a straight up mean girl, mocking people's outfits, judging what people are bringing for lunch, making comments like, that person's disgusting. She smells like cafeteria food and cheap shampoo. Just some real mean stuff, you know? And it's not just at school either. It's also at home. She has been harassing their housemaid. So I guess these people have money because they have a housemaid, but still, she's been harassing the housemaid. Every time the housemaid walks by, she says something like, you're disgusting. Do you like smelling like bleach? Oh my god, you're so filthy. Like, what? This maid has been in tears more than once because of the mean stuff this girl says. Like, she's just trying to do her job. She's a sweet lady. Well, one day she told the dad that his daughter called her filthy and all these other horrible things just because she was cleaning under the fridge. So he finally sits down his daughter and he says this, hey, listen, if I hear one more thing like that, you're not going to the party this weekend, and I mean it. Because yeah, there's a huge party coming up. It's a big one, everybody's going, and this girl's been talking about it nonstop for weeks. You wouldn't do that to me. What a bet. 2 days before the party, the dad catches his daughter straight up grilling the maid. No, I told you to clean my room first, okay? You are absolutely disgusting, filthy woman, all right? That's it. You're not going. Caught her. Then she snaps, starts screaming, crying, kicking around. This girl's 16 years old and she's acting like a complete child. But he holds the line. No party. Fast forward a few days. She walks into the room her dad's in, all sweet, and she goes, hey, Dad, I can't find my phone. He helps her look, nothing, can't find it. So he calls the number, and they hear it ringing from the maid's purse. Oh my god, she stole it! I knew it! I knew she was shady, Dad! At this point, the maid is literally shaking. She says she has no idea how it got in there. She starts crying. The dad's trying to stay calm, and inside he's like, there's no freaking way. Well, what his daughter didn't know was that the dad recently installed some indoor cameras in the house, and he checked the cameras, and there she was. He caught his daughter red-handed, putting her phone in the maid's purse on purpose, just to make her look like a thief. Just because she couldn't go to a party. He brings her in his office, and he shows her the footage. She goes pale. And this is how he handled it. You try to ruin someone's life over a party. You're grounded, and tonight, you're sleeping in the backyard.
No, Dad, no, I'm a germaphobe. There's bugs and dirt out there. Please, no.
No, exactly. You're so obsessed with calling people filthy. Maybe it's time you actually find out what that feels like. She begs and begs, but he just stares and says this. If you push it anymore, it'll be 2 nights. And if you think I'm kidding, you got another thing coming, miss. Yeah, I mean, she sucks. So this school lets seniors submit quotes for their yearbook photos. Most people pick stuff like, thanks, Mom, or most likely to be a Riz God. You know, stuff like that. But this one senior, the kid who was always kind of getting in trouble, submitted this quote. He wanted his quote to say, "At least I'm not the principal." Apparently, this kid and the principal had some long-standing beef. Everybody thought it was gonna get flagged. Edit it out. There was no way it makes it in the yearbook. Except, it did. His quote was in the yearbook. "At least I'm not the principal." The yearbook got delivered. People started flipping through, and then they found it. Page 142, bottom row, there he is. It blew up. People were taking pictures of it and posting on their social media. It was like a monument, a meme in this school. The next day, the principal calls him down to the office. "So you are not walking at graduation." "What? It was just a joke." "Yeah, a joke. At my expense. Actions have consequences, I'm sorry." That sucked. Yes, he was still graduating, but he wasn't allowed to walk at the ceremony. But this is the epic part. Fast forward a few weeks to graduation day. And obviously this kid doesn't walk, but his friends do. And under their gowns, they're all wearing t-shirts that say, "At least I'm not the principal." And when their name was called and they would get up there, they would unzip and show the t-shirt. Oh my god. Whew. Best prank ever.
সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে পড়ি।
সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে এখন ক্লাস 9 এর পোলাবেনও প্রেম করে।
মামা মায়া তো অস্থির। এক্সকিউজ মি আপু, এক্সকিউজ মি, আপনার নামটা যদি বলতেন একটু।
শুনেন বেঞ্চ সাহেব, আমার বন্ধু জিসান, ঠিক আছে? আপনার বান্ধবীরে শুনুন। মারি নাই তো, শাসন করছি। ভালো লাগে না, একটু মারতেই পারি। তাহলে কিন্তু খুব খারাপ হয়ে গেছে। তুই ভাবিলে সুন্দর একটা রিক্সা ডাক। ভাবি ঠিক আমার বন্ধু জিসান দিচ্ছে, প্লিজ ভাবি আপনি একটু নেন, প্লিজ ভাবি। দেখেন ভাবি ফোন তো ধরে না, আবার কল দে। এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই নাই তোরা?
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে, আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল না। আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর।
আমি যদি একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসাতে, আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা, আমি ওরে পাইলে হবে।
ওকে, আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা, আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন।
আমার নেক্সট আপকামিং 5টা প্রজেক্টের ফুটেজ ছিল এই ফোনটাতে। তোমরা এটা কেন করছো এই ফোনটার মধ্যে? ফোনটার মধ্যে আমার কত জরুরি জরুরি ফুটেজ ছিল আমার।
শোন, হোয়াট দ্য ফাক? এই আপনি কে কে এসব কি করছেন? আপনি দেখতে মানুষের মতো আর ভূতের মাস্ক পরে ভয় দেখানো। হ্যাঁ, আমি কখনো তাকে দেখিনি, চিনিও না ইভেন। এই কে আপনি? হোয়াট দ্য হেল? আপনি জান
হু আর ইউ? হু আর ইউ? ওয়েট, বলছি একটা সেকেন্ড।
ম্যাক্স ভাই, স্যার নিজেও তো আপনার খুব ফ্যান দেখলাম ভাই, একটা যদি সুযোগ দেন একটা সেলফি তুলে রাখ।
নো 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 নো।
69/2 শঙ্কর গলিটা কোন দিকে?
শঙ্কর গলিতে আপনি পার্কের মধ্যে পাবেন না।
আচ্ছা, পার্ক তো বুঝলাম, 3 নাম্বার গেটটা কোন দিকে পার্কের?
পার্কের 3 নম্বর গেট তো ওইদিকে।
সুবর্ণাপু, আপনার বেবি কি হলো? সুবর্ণাপু, আপনার বেবি। আল্লাহ, কি হয়েছে?
তোমার জিনিসটা ঝামেলা আছে। ঝামেলা হচ্ছে যে সব নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে। প্যারাই না।
আর শোনো, টিন্ডারে ম্যাচ হওয়া মানেই কিন্তু আই এম নট রেডি ফর হুক আপ। আজ দেখা হবে, কাল ডেট হবে, আমি এরকম মেয়ে না।
যত সব ফেক আইডি। এতদিন ফেসবুকে সব ফেক আইডি দেখতাম, এখন বাস্তবে ঘুরে বেড়াও। যত সব যাবেন ফাজিল কোথাকার।
বলছিলাম না যে আপনারা আমার সেলফি তুলতে চাবেন, তখন তো পাত্তা দেন নাই ভাই।
স্যার আমি তো খুবই সরি স্যার, নিজে তো আপনার বড় ফ্যান, একটা সুযোগ দেন, একটা সেলফি।
ওইটা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা দেখেন তো, এখানে তো তাই লেখা না, 3 নম্বর গেট, আবার পার্ক, আবার শঙ্কর গলি, বুঝতেছি না।
3 নম্বর গেট ওইদিকে।
আমার কাছে জিনের বাচ্চার নাম্বার আছে। জিনের বাচ্চা
করতে চাস নাকি ইটিস পিটিস করতে চাস? বদতমিজ। হ্যালো বন্ধু, আমার রোদে দিছস?
এই তো দিছি তো।
ঠিক মতো রোদে দিছস?
কি শুনতে চান? আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি।
ভালোবাসা যে এত প্যারা, এত কষ্ট, এত জ্বালা যন্ত্রণা জানলে ভালোই বাসতাম। জিসান আর তুলির ভালোবাসার ইতিহাস তাই রক্ত লাগবে।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম দুলা ভাই।
আরে শালা, ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। কি খবর, কেমন আছো? যদি গলায় দড়ি লাগাই দিছে ভাবি।
গলায় দড়ি দিছি মানে গলায় 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 কেন রেখেছেন আমাকে? কি হয়েছে বলতো?
আর বলিস না, তোরে যে বুকিং দিছে সে তো এখন আমার পিছনে লাগছে।
জিসান, আমার দরজা লাগাই দিছে। আমার দরজা লাগাই দিছে। কই যায়?
কই যা?
ফোন দিয়ে যেতেছি, তুমি ফোনই ধরো না, তোমার ফোন ধরার কোনো নামই নাই, কোনো কথা, তোমার ফোন ধরো না কেন?
এবারে এক্সামের প্রিপারেশন কি রকম তোদের? আমি তো খুবই এক্সাইটেড, কারণ আমার প্রিপারেশন খুবই ভালো।
জিসান দরজা খোল।
কি বুঝতেছি না।